All right, so I never did a video on my setup on this thing. And the other day I was watching some videos and I watched some other guy's video on his setup. And I'm thinking, well, I'm sitting here watching guys' videos on their setups. I'll do a video on my setup. So here's my setup. This is the Quincy QT-54. You know, whatever. If you don't know about these things, go ahead and research that on your own. Because my setup is not necessarily exclusive to this particular air compressor. But this is what I got. First off, trucker floor mat, rubber chunk there, all three not bolted to the ground. You should bolt yours to the ground. Definitely bolt yours to the ground. But I'm not. First things first. Plugged in. I can unplug that if I need to. I can get to it. That's within an arm's reach. No problem. Next thing, ball valve. Put a ball valve on that right there. Off. That's off. No running. Or no leaking. Sorry. Next, flex hose. Do not hook it up with a rigid hose. If you do, you're a fool. Get yourself a big fat piece of flex hose. I'm going with the Tecton 6-foot, 1/2 inch. That's okay. You do what you want to do. And this is where my little system comes up next. You can see, so my flex hose it's just sitting on here looping around. I come down here to my copper line. I got a ball valve here for draining condensate off. I go straight up. This is spaced off the wall 3/4 of an inch. Straight up. That was a 10-foot piece of stock cut a little bit off at the bottom. So straight up, over a little bit, straight down. That's also spaced 3/4 right there. Straight down to there. That's a 90. Goes this way. Let's sneak around this way. Comes this way to another ball valve to drain off condensation. Straight up. Over to what I would consider a fairly nice water separator by Milton, American made, and my regulator. And yeah, it's a little inconvenient. I gotta reach back here to spin the thing. I gotta walk around here to look at it, but whatever. I use shark bite. Yeah, all copper, sweated the joints, all that. Got the fancy little jig to come out to, man, yeah, doing it. The Milton self drains when the pressure's off. Got the hose there, just to the floor, not much comes out. I can't remember where the math that came out. Like it's like roughly 20 feet, I guess like roughly 25 feet before the separator. And then from there, I'm coming over here, bam, bench air, right here. Also doubles as a drain. Like if it's really humid and I'm running the holy hell out of this and some water gets through, I can drain off with put an air sprayer on there, I can drain off. So that works as the drain valve there. And that's just, I got a quick release on here so I can, or I got a nipple on there so I can put whatever I want on that. From there, it goes up and it splits. This has a pitch, low here, going up there, so it would drain down into there eventually. Take it up. Hell yeah, America. Come down here to a couple of things going on here. I have a T and another T. Ball valve. Ball valve goes up to a flex hose to that bad boy. It's got a shut off on it. This straight shots down. You can kind of see it right here to another ball valve for draining off condensate, if it gets in there. Above that ball valve to the flex, over here to more bench air. Once again, got the nipple on there, or got the quick connect there so I can unhook, put whatever I want on there, if I want a bigger hose, whatever. I toyed with punching the air into that room. It can still happen because I added this after the fact. But what I decided to do is put this in this room because I can use it out here. I can also go through the French doors into that part of the shop. I haven't plumbed air into that shop because right now I do most of my stuff out here. Anyways, Fast rewinding back to here to this split. And all that, obviously, that slopes that way. That's sloping down that way. It's all got pitch to it, so it slopes correctly. Anyway, to this one, and I used the shark bite there because when I built all this up, you got these giant chunks. Like, that was all sweated, built sweated. I had to connect it, so I put the shark bite right there. The shark bite, just snap it and you're done. I got to sit there with a torch and burn my house down. I did the measurements, built it, held it up there, shark bited it. Did this thing, shark bited it. Right there, shark bite. So this one comes down, obviously sloping down, comes down, sloping down, sloping down, sloping down to another pull rail. This is the original one that I had. And down here, I have a bleed off valve for condensate. It's all stuck behind there. So that's my setup. The copper's good. I mean, copper ain't cheap, but like, what I would say about this setup is I wish I would have done that 20 years before I bought it. And I wish I would have had this set up way before I ever got it. Because if you're doing a garage or a shop setup, doesn't matter the size of your machine, whatever you're doing, get yourself some air. Get yourself a way to dry it. Dry air. You want dry air. You could throw things at the end. You could get like I got my plasma cutter here. You get one of these little things. This is another like little El Cheapo Harbor Freight. It's like got the beads in it or whatever. They're probably full of water, you know. Oh, no, it's an oil separator and those are the beads. I don't even know. I just throw this right before my plasma cutter just to make sure that I'm getting clean air. It's a Harbor Freight cheapo, you know, super cheap. But that's what I do. But you can add those things, you know, these beads right here. These water absorbing beads. And I've seen guys do the tube full of those to the, I mean, yeah, okay, your air's dry, bud. I mean, I think once I got water coming out of that thing and what was I doing? I was sandblasting a skid loader bucket for like 10 hours straight. And after running that thing nonstop for 10 hours straight, I forgot to bleed off my water because I just figured I'm good. And I got a little bit of water came through. Just came over, bled everything off. I got this bleed off right here too. I guess that's part of the gig. It's probably got water in it. This is embarrassing. Should we check? Oh, it's gonna puke. Yeah, I don't want to do that right now. That's gonna go bonk, bleh. So yeah, it needs bled. I mean, whatever. That's how I do mine. You do you. How you do yours, I don't even know. But that's what I decided to do, and it's working pretty good. You know, you can get crazy with it. Build a whole building for your thing, and so you don't have to listen to it. I don't know. Me personally, I like the machine right there where I can see it in case, I don't know, smoke starts flying out or it's lighting on fire, because usually when I'm running my air compressor, I got ear protection on because I'm running a tool that's allowed. I don't know, whatever. Everybody's got their own thing. I think a lot of this is my own personal opinion. I think a lot of the air compressor setup things that are like over the top is because people like to be over the top. It's like, oh, I built a whole building and I stuck my air compressor in there and it's so amazing. And it's like, well, okay, I stuck mine right there and my truck goes right here and I can walk through. And I don't have a wasted building with an air compressor sitting in there that I can't work on. I mean, whatever. You gotta decide what your space is. You know, my space is that. I got plenty of air around the thing. You know, I don't have a thing right here. Just chuck it as a walkway. Air gets in, it cools. You know, I got this here. I can walk it out if I need to, whatever. So that's my setup. Is it the best? No. Is it the worst? Definitely not. But I will say this, put a flex hose there. Do yourself a favor and put a flex hose. Even on this over here, I'm almost positive I got a flex hose going. Let's take a little peeky peek. What did I do here? Come on, creeper. One-handed creeper removal. Can I do it? Oh, it's tight. Oh, I can't do it. There, I got it. Yeah, flex hose. Yeah, you can get a ball valve on her and a shark bite. So I can just shut that off if I want to, disconnect if that thing breaks or I upgrade or whatever. Ball valves, dude, they're your friend. Trust me. Flex hose. Always do a flex hose. Put that thing away later. Because I've seen videos of guys putting their, it's like, oh, hard line in. You read the comments, you'll see it, flex hose. I mean, this is another Tecton, whatever. Oops, sorry, gas can. Don't fall over. Yeah, and I label my mix on my can so I don't forget. Another Tecton. That's a 3/8 because at this end of the line, I don't need a 1/2 inch anymore. It's USA made. It's America. Oh, that's the other thing. I'm almost sure everything on my setup here, with the exception of the hose reels and the flexi hose, all American made. And I'm not saying that's for good or for bad. It's just what I did. Like this was kind of expensive, but for me, I'm making the investment. I'm not planning on leaving. And if I did leave, all that would come with me. Unless the buyer was like, I'd like to buy that, and I'd make it worth my time. So, yep, that's what I got. Student driver, stay safe.